Hi, my name is Kelly McCarthy and I'm the Director of Memory Care and Engagement for LCB Senior Living. We're here today to talk about best practices in utilizing and adding non-pharmacological approaches to care for people with memory loss. So this is a tote that we are actually support our Jerry Psych hospitals as well as skilled nursing communities for individuals that may be visiting there due to rehab or the like. And so one of the things I want to talk about is that we do have our name here, but we also have that when you're using this product, we want to make sure that you're doing it with supervision. Never have it so that the individuals are using these items alone, so you want to make sure that they're safe. The next thing we have is that on the cover of every tote, we actually share something that we give to hospitals and nursing homes when somebody moves in, and it's a bird's eye view of an individual. So it could be, for instance, my name is Matthew, my nickname is Matt. And so things that make Matt happy, sad, concerned, items that might be concerning to him or what comforts him. So it's so very important. We also look at the environment. Is he does not like bright lights or loud noises and the like, and we give that little bird's eye information about the person so that you have that when you're caring for them. Because oftentimes if you don't know what that is, more likely you're calling the nurse, and the nurse, if they don't know that person, may call a doctor because somebody's having a behavior, and they oftentimes resort to a pill, and we don't want to do that. We want to first go with how do we know this person, what do we know about this person, how can we support them in a non-pharmacological way. So one of the things that we actually will give to our communities and our reflections, which is our memory care neighborhoods, are these conversation cards. And what's great about them is that they are cards that you can talk about. And in the back, they have some questions. Depending on their person's cognitive level, you can ask some open-ended questions, or you can actually just talk about certain things, fruitcake, and so then it brings you to tradition and holiday and the like. So it just has some great things that individuals, especially if, let's say, someone's a little anxious and maybe they need a one-on-one or sitter services, that you can have things like this to be able to support them during that time. The other thing that we also offer is we give a deck of cards. What's great about these deck of cards is that they're laminated and can easily be washed, and they're very good in terms of not breaking down so easy. I love this. It's actually lavender. A nice sensory, smells great. It's weighted. People sometimes wonder about, dolls and things like that, but this is so very important. This is a weighted item. It has a nice smell to it, and you can actually microwave it under supervision, of course, and I believe it may be able to be refrigerated too. And sometimes people just like that weighted, soft animal or thing to have on their lap. Sometimes places use weighted blankets. This is just another form of that, but it's nice because people love the stuffed animal and they just think it's so great. I know that every time I present this is probably one of the things that stays going around the room, kind of people sit with it because they just love the smell and love the feel of it. So this is a product that we use. Another one that is sensory, so that you have items and they can be taken off and washed, which is really easy. This is called a twiddle blanket. One of the things that communities that we share this with will say, we really would like to see more male items. So this is one item that we've kind of looked at and felt that there was a little gender recognition. Again, I always say this, I'm extremely proud of having a frying pan in one hand and a hammer in the other, being in the space that I'm in right now. But we know that individuals with memory loss and the ones that we're caring for typically are in their 80s and could be, of course, a little younger, a little older, but the fact of the matter is we understand that gender roles can be very important for individuals with memory loss. So this is just one item. Another item that we have, and again, can be used for male or woman, but this is a fishing rod that brings back a lot of memories. One of the things at LCB, we have 4 pillars, and so emotional, physical, cognitive, and social. And so this one is just a wonderful reminiscent of emotional. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's such a great thing. It only comes out about this far, and so you can actually make believe you're throwing it and then bring it back in. And it's just reminiscent, and you can talk to people about what lures they used and what kind of fish they fished for, and it brings back some great memories. I often say that which comes from the past is far more real than the current, and I think it's so important to be able to reminisce with individuals that have memory challenges. Another thing that we use quite a bit is, again, we talked about the scented weighted animal. One of the things that we also talk about sometimes is individuals with memory loss really focus on nurturing, especially as the disease progresses. And so one of the criteria that we're very particular on is that we want to make sure that the eyes open and eyes close. Some babies will be very realistic, but yet the eyes don't open and close. And that can be very scary for people. So we want to make sure that they have that ability to close their eyes and making them seem that they're not injured or in any distress. We also know that one of the things that can be very successful for individuals with memory loss is sorting. And so little basket here, we have the same items that may go along with this, socks that can be sorted. We have different blankets. We have this really nice onesie, and we have a couple of them in there that they can be folding. So it's just a nice thing that you can utilize with people that you're caring for. Again, decreasing anxiety. It might be something that they've done and they know, and can be a reminiscent activity. So one of the last things that we have is actually something that is very, very crucial in our memory care neighborhoods, and that is music. This is a noise canceling Bluetooth headset, which is great. The great thing about it is you can bring it to a phone or an iPod and listen to genres that person really enjoys. And so this is very popular. The other thing that we add to this is an iPod. And so if you place this in here, it just connects right to this particular, I need my glasses, right in here. And so basically what you do is, of course it's not gonna go in, there it is. And so turn this on, and we actually have a playlist that we started for people. And what's great about it is you're talking about 1940s, 50s, 60s, and even 70s. We know, and you can add to this playlist because we know that this disease or diseases that cause dementia, like frontal temporal lobe, affects not only seniors, it affects many individuals that can be even in their 30s. So it's really important to make sure you try to stick with that genre. Last but not least, and I always joke, gave birth to 2 children, and I'm proud to say that I also gave birth to a book in 2017, in January actually, and it's called Brass Ring Memoirs, and it's using encouraging stories with regards to methodologies that I use and we use here at LCB to supporting individuals with memory loss. And so we also give this out. The great thing about the book is that at the end of each chapter, there are takeaways for not only family members and people that are working with family members at the home, and then also takeaways for community living. So it's really important, I say, that when you read this, regardless where you come from, that you look at the challenges that both sides have, because it gives you a whole new appreciation for person-centered care and how to care for that person. Well, that's all today. I hope that you enjoyed the program, and we look forward to visiting you and sharing our best practice of adding non-pharmacological approaches to care at LCB. Thank you.